Welcome to This Is Jen, episode 50, the finest podcast on the face of the planet. We just finished doing the Patreon episode. You know that we do full episodes of this fine program, bonus episodes on Patreon. We call it This Is Jen Backstage. I go into a little bit different territory there, more kind of stories that I could get sued if I told them and just put them out anywhere on YouTube. Also, you don't have to mess around with, rights and the laws about what kind of clips you can use. It is a lot of fun. Join me over there, patreon.com/thisisjen. Now, Shady Ray.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. This is the time of year when we're coming up on the new year. And a lot of you guys know I have a background in programming. I was actually just talking on the Patreon episode about how I see a connection to my programming background in doing stand-up comedy. I actually seriously, literally put my stand-up comedy set into a spreadsheet. You cannot make this stuff up. This is actually no joke. That's my stand-up comedy set as a spreadsheet. So a lot of people find that to be totally random, that even though I'm a stand-up comic, I have this background in programming. I see a connection there. So I used my programming skills to create two little generators that generate words and things at random. One is the Saints Name Generator. saintsnamegenerator.com is where you can find that. That will just choose a saint for you at random, who you can use to act as your patron through the year. And so Shady and I just got our saints for the year. It was that very interesting connections there with these saints. And again, that's on the new Patreon episode. And now we will be choosing words of the year. And again, I hand program these myself. I make no money on them. I lose money on them, in fact. So it's just all, And actually, in a second, we're going to bring my husband on. And I think he finds this fascinating, that I get millions of views to my little generators and somehow make no money. And I think he finds that really,
that is interesting.
This is 2020 was the year of being like, get away from me, money. I hate it. Get out of my life.
I don't need that.
Don't want this. So Shady, we're trying something new. This is, bear with us, good people of the podcast listening audience. I will have Shady try to bring up Joe's levels.
All right.
We'll see if we can get him here. Joe, say something. And
hello.
All right. So, and Shady, turn it up so that I can hear a little bit better. Okay, so Joe is a good person to join us in finding our words for the year, because he does not understand the concept at all. We will go into in a minute. One year he suggested that I add words to it, and one of them was, let's see, one of the words he wanted me to add was do you know how to flossinilification? Is that how you pronounce it?
Flossinilpilification?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Yes.
So no, he's like, that'd be a great word. You should add that word like that, and we'll go into some more of his suggestions. So sometimes I feel like Joe.
It's the longest word in the English language, I think.
Yeah, and you can also add ness to it. It's like flossinosification-ness or something. There is actually a way to. Yeah.
Love it.
So Joe thought, what's great about choosing words of the year with Joe is he does not understand the concept, and so it makes it a lot of fun to chat with him. So Joe, are you ready for me and Shady to get our words of the year, and then I'm going to have you read the list of words that you wanted us to add. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. So now, actually, wait, and let me go back. Now, you already chose a word, and this caused me a lot of stress. Joe pulled up my word of the year generator just to test it, and he's like, oh, is this the button? And you clicked it, and a word came up, and he's like, okay, that's my word now. And I was like, no, that's not, no. You've got to get yourself all amped up and be like, oh, my word, and like, what is this going to mean? Like, you can't just be like, is this how that works? Okay, there's my word.
There's a word.
Yeah, no, that's not. No, do you even remember what words you got?
Adventurous.
Yeah, so you can't, I just feel like you have to reject that word because you didn't get yourself emotionally overwrought about it. So I think, would you like to choose a new word, Joe?
No, I have my word.
No, but you were just like, I feel like it's not really your word if you were just testing it. Shady, what do you, I mean, if you're just like, what even is this? And then you see a word, that's not your word.
That's pretty Joe, though.
That's yeah. Well, shadiness. What Shady is indicating is this is a lost cause, and we're never getting him to choose another word. So Joe's word of the year will be adventurous. And as you're spinning around, do you know that we are planning to put this video up in post? So we'll be seeing shots of you spinning around
I'm so glad.
on the podcast. Yeah,
Okay.
he's like spinning around in his chair.
Oh, all right.
Okay, no, but you can keep spinning. I just want to make sure that you knew. Okay, Shady. Oh, and we have a drum roll sound effect. This podcast is just...
It's going to be really
This is
loud.
why I left SiriusXM. They couldn't keep up with this technology. Shady, are we choosing our words at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, wait, I'm going to cross myself. Lord, no bad... I'm going to have to choose again. Lord God, if you give me a bad word, I'm going to have to hit it twice because
You might have to.
Because I can't have a dumb word. There are a couple of dumb words. I would know. I put them in. No. There was an 80s game show where they'd be like, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. No whammies. No whammies. Only good words. All right, you ready, Shady? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Oh, I don't know if I like this one.
I don't love my word, for sure.
Joe, we can choose again, right?
I'm not loving it.
We can
Sure.
choose again. What?
Sure, why not? Why did you put in dumb words?
Well, no, I didn't. I mean, I didn't put in dumb words. It's just, they're just some words that, well, okay, like last year, the first time I did it, I got kiss as my word. And then I hated myself for that. I was like, why did I choose kiss? Why would I
like
ever?
Momedy all over
Yeah.
again.
Well, because you know what it is, Joe? I'm trying to let go of a controlling spirit. And I'm trying to let go of judgment that, like, I know what words are good and bad. Like, I don't, I can't make that judgment call. So maybe, like the word ship, SHIP, is in there. And I see how people could be unenthusiastic about it if they got that word. But maybe for someone, that's exactly what they need to hear, right?
I would like to add some words, if we can add words.
Okay, good. Well, wait, Shady and I need to decide.
If you're really not going to be, like, controlling about it.
What? What? Oh, you could just give me a word. How about that?
How about I can give you lots of words. better than your words.
Silence. Yeah. If I let my husband choose my word of the year, it'd be like silence. Like the calm.
Just shh.
Right. Shh. That'd be my word of the year. Shady, what was your word?
Revolution.
Revolution. Oh, see, I would have liked that
No,
one.
my first word was shine. I didn't love that.
Oh, did you? You already spun again?
I spun again.
I like shine. Okay, mine was restore.
Yeah, I like that too. You didn't like it?
I think I'm going to keep it, actually.
Keep it. I'm proud of you.
But I just wonder, like, what?
I mean, otherwise, if you just sit there and go until you find a good one, then you don't need a word generator for that. You can just use a dictionary.
Okay, that's not... All right, enough of this man talk on this show. Like, that's... Joe delivers that as if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm sticking with restore, but let's just see if I had spun it again. If I had gone back a second time, what would I have gotten? I would have gotten love. All right, now we're sticking with restore.
Wrong.
The restore it is. Okay, so my word is restore, and what word are you sticking with?
Revolution.
All right, that's... I like that.
I like that.
But Shady, you're such a, like...
Do I need to
effervescent
shine?
person. Yeah, you know what it is? Maybe the reason you already shine. And it's like you have that base covered.
Like, whatever. I got it.
Restore. I need to, all right. I wanted an exciting word. Okay, Joe, look at I do hope that we can get this video in post.
This is like the chickiest conversation ever. You're like, oh, girl, you already shine.
Yeah, Shady, you and I feel like I can restore the.
I could never say that to a friend of mine.
You couldn't? What? No, I think. But you know what? Maybe your friends would like that. How about that? Like maybe your buddy from high school would be like, "Bro, I never know you felt that way. Like I never know that you feel like I shine. You know."
Yeah. Right.
I would actually pay for Joe and his buddies. We have some guys next door who hang out a lot, and Joe hangs out with them. I would pay for them to do the word of the year generator and then just sit around and talk about their words. Because I feel like it would be a short chat. Very
short.
Because you could, like, there's so much to unpack. Like, if you get the word leap, am I supposed to leap into new opportunities or leap away from what is holding me back? And you guys would be like, leap. Yeah, you want a beer? Like that. You know, you just wouldn't.
Right. Exactly.
You wouldn't go into it. Okay, now Joe, would you bless us with the list of words that you created, and you, in all seriousness, suggested that I put these words in my word of the year generator? Wordoftheyear.me is the website because I could not get .com. Wordoftheyear.me, you suggested in all seriousness that I add these words to the generator. Would you kindly, one at a time, tell us, Shady, prepare yourself for this.
Yeah,
Tell us this list one at a time.
Yes. Now, I want to clarify that my words are chosen to be just cool, interesting words.
Right. Which is what, like,
to me, if there's any point to this word generator thing, which I'm not sure there is, it's to have cool words. So no, this is the same list. You asked me this like once before, and I'm just using the same list because these are perfect words, and like there are only so many perfect words. So I don't know what to do.
So you feel like you can't add to this list?
I could add to it, but I have to start with these because these are definitely on the list. These are in any good word generator. These words would be included.
So I just want you, my listener, to imagine that you go to my word generator, because people, they don't go to this thing for cool words. Like, that's not what it's about.
I have no idea why they go to. We'll talk about that later. I can't imagine why anyone goes to this thing. If they were
millions of people do. It's
millions.
The only way I would go to it, if I weren't married to you and had to, is if there are cool words. That might get my attention.
Wait, but what would you need with a cool word generator? What is your action item? You're like, hey, that's a cool word. Like,
generator.
What?
What do I need with a not cool word generator?
Because it's your theme for the year. It's like a way that you're supposed to transform and change. But you're like, what do I need a cool word for? Like, there are plenty of, like, I'm sure there are cool words in Japanese, and like I have no use for them because they don't do anything for my life, you know?
Actually, that's a good idea. There are some really cool words in Japanese that we could put in here.
No.
Joe, what is your first word that you suggested that I add?
Phloxanal-cinehilipilification.
And this has about what, like 20 letters in it?
Something like that, maybe more.
And what does it mean? Do you even know, or is it just?
I used to know. I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up. Hang on. So it's. So is this the correct?
How long will it take
pronunciation? Hang on. Define.
How else could you pronounce it? Just look at it. You read it. It's a word. I mean, yes, that's a pronunciation.
My husband, he went to Yale. He's not familiar with the concept of not being able to pronounce words. That it's a pretty normal part of the human experience. He's like, I was kind of joking because actually, Hallie, please be sure to put this word up in post. The word that Joe feels like is so simple: phloxanal-cinehilipilification, an action or habit of estimating something as worthless.
Why is it such a long word?
Actually. I think that word is worthless. I might literally. I kind of like that.
That word.
So I'm trying to see how you would use that in a sentence. Use in a sentence. Okay, so like you could say, I am very offended by my friend's phloxanoxyphilification. I'm very Shady. Cut out the phloxanoxyphilification. Cut out the phloxanoxyphilification. Okay, so that is how people can't pronounce words. I am seriously. That was honestly my best effort to pronounce that. What is your next word?
Sith.
Oh, SITH. So, and what would the purpose be? Like, if someone got that word, how would that inspire them?
Again, I don't know what the purpose is of this thing at all. So I don't know. I guess they would look at it and say, Sith. That's a cool word. And then they would go have a nice day, I guess.
Just go. I'm going to go have a great day now.
This is how he's like, yeah, that's cool. That's a cool word. Now I'm going to go on about my life. What's your next one, Joe?
Uber.
Oh, Uber, not like the company, right?
No, like over, like. Yeah.
No, doesn't it mean like that's uber cool? Like this podcast is uber amazing. Like, isn't it like that?
Yeah, like super. Yeah.
That would be a good one to add, Uber. Yeah, but then people would think I'm talking about the app. Okay, yeah. What's next?
Prognosticate.
What does that word mean?
To foretell.
Oh,
predict the future.
That's kind of a good one.
I like that.
Actually. And because an example of me prognosticating is I made a joke. I put this on social media. I made a joke in December of 2019 that I should make this Finnish word, that I should have the word of the year generator only come up with this one Finnish word that like Finnish, like as from Finland, that means to stay home alone and get drunk in your underwear with no intention of going out. The Finns have a word
now it's
for
our
that.
only choice.
Right. So that was me, Joe. That was me prognosticating, right?
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to be all of our lives every day. I guess that would have been prognosticating. Okay. What's next on your list?
Rad.
Rad.
Love that word.
Can you imagine if you got like you used like your rad?
I would have a great day after that.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I'm just trying to imagine someone making that like their theme. Like, I'm just going to be rad. 2021. What's your word? It's rad.
Hunter and I use that word all the time.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Is it coming back?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's making because
We've
that was
been
an
using
80s
it for
word.
a while.
Okay, it's making a comeback. What's next, Joe?
Endemic.
Endemic. Now that kind of sounds like pandemic, but endemic is like I'm trying to think of how you would use that. That's not a cool word. How is that a cool word?
I don't know. Just kind of a cool word, you know? Like, sounds cool.
You just like to say it.
You know what I see? This reminds me of, like, I guess I can sort of see where Joe is coming from, because I've often thought with names that there are names and words that sound very beautiful, and I feel like people could get past them and name their kids this, because it's quite beautiful. It just has bad implications. Like, think about what a beautiful word syphilis is. Or chlamydia. Am I wrong? You got to, let the associations with it go. But wouldn't chlamydia be a beautiful name?
It's like Cordelia.
It would. And you want to be careful. Like some people in other countries, they try to give their kids English names so that if they can immigrate to America, they'll seem like they fit in. So I went to college with a girl whose legal name on her birth certificate is Snow White. Whoa. Because her parents were Thai. And so they were like, we're going to come to America and we want our daughter to have as many opportunities as possible. So let's give her a good, strong English name. And they just assumed, if this was her character, that, it's the main character of a very successful movie. She must be successful. So her legal name was Snow White. So you want to be careful because you could be like, chlamydia, that sounds very beautiful. But that, you wouldn't want to name your kid that. But so this is like you, Joe, with your cool words, that I'm saying some words sound cool, even though you can't connect with they mean nothing in your life, but they sound cool. And you're saying these words, like, they can't inspire you to anything, but they just are cool.
That's true. I want to just say one thing about names. In fourth grade, there were a lot of Vietnamese boat people that fled Vietnam, and several of them ended up in our schools in Houston area. And one of these kids' names was PHUC, which I can't pronounce it.
Oh, wow. He had a tough life.
That was a tough first day at school for that kid, because the teachers kept trying to tell him his name was something different, and he kept saying, no, that's my name. And everyone kept laughing. Everyone agreed with him. Everyone in fourth grade was like, that's his name.
Was that
how dare you change his name,
Was that the best day of your fourth grade life?
It was up there.
If that would have just
got done.
That would have transformed my entire elementary school experience if I had a kid in my class with that name.
This kid wasn't even in my class. That's the degree which it shut down fourth grade that day. It was all anyone talked about.
That's incredible. Well, that's a beautiful story. Beautiful, beautiful story. Let's Joe, I know you have a few words left, but why don't we choose one? A final suggestion from Joe of words that I should add to my word of the year generator.
Well, I mean, I worked so hard on this list. Can I just read them all?
Okay. Yes. Of course, yes.
Anti-heroine.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, like instead of an anti-hero, like yeah.
Looking again.
Huh?
I thought I was going to read them all.
Oh, you're just going to go through that. Well, no, but people don't know what they mean. It's like you're making random sounds. You have to say what these words mean.
You don't think anyone knows what these? Okay, anti-heroine is like a hero, but female, and the opposite of a hero. So
a villain?
Yeah, it's a villain.
Like
yeah, actually, I'm gonna add. I want to add the word villain. Villain.
Ooh,
go ahead.
That's gonna make somebody's year. Affluenza.
Oh, that's a good one.
Affluenza.
I like that.
Disease caused by affluence.
Yeah.
Militate.
Militate.
Serenade. That's a nice one.
Ooh, yeah.
Serenade is nice. Militate, I don't know how that ended up on Joe's cool word list.
That's a really cool word. Are you kidding? Clef.
He's not even going to address it. He's just like,
are you kidding?
Yeah. Well, I thought I was supposed to be reading my words.
Okay, sorry. Read your word. Okay. Clef.
CLEF. Clef.
As in?
Like bass clef, treble clef.
Okay.
Got it.
It's just a cool word,
It's a cool word.
So that's it. Those are my words.
I mean, why not? Is there anything you look for when you're? So Joe will do Joe's cool words like clef that mean nothing, but they mean something. It's just things that no one cares about and aren't inspiring at all. Why not door? I mean that. What was your?
There's just
what was the
cool
common theme? What were you looking for?
There's nothing cool or interesting about door. Okay. So, I mean, the only thing I can think of that this generator might be useful for is someone who's a logophile. Actually, I want to add that word too, logophile. That's someone who loves words.
I don't know if we can say that on YouTube. I'm a logophile. So that's one of your cool words.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I want, for those of you listening on audio, I want you to look this up on YouTube. So this is just search for Jen Fulweiler. The episode number is 50. So just search Fulweiler 50. Episode 50 will come up. I just want you to see the confidence with which Joe delivers these statements. That's what we can all bring into 2021 is Joe's confidence where he's like, give me a break. Like the word door is not cool. Okay. Clef is cool. Jeez. Not door. Door is no military. And he just says this like it's true. And we would all have a more inspiring and stronger 2021 if we had even a fraction of Joe Fulweiler's confidence. Had technical issues and our entire system it just shut down. It was just gone. Everything ended. Now the plus side, we now I think maybe actually have video of Joe so you can see him. Joe, can you recreate how you were just he just does that like while we're talking.
Hey,
yeah, he's very engaged, very, very engaged podcast guest here. So now Shady pointed out while we were fixing our technical issues that catamaran.
Yeah.
Now that's a cool word.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I was thinking that I wouldn't just do like nouns in the word of the year. Catamaran. What did you say, Joe? Boomerang?
Boomerang. See, Shady's getting it now. She's getting it.
Yeah. She's like, wait a minute, catamaran.
I'm like, what are words I like to say?
Okay, so let us review. I would like for each of us, 'cause I think it helps the listeners if we talk about how we find meaning in the words we got, because some people are very literal. Like Tommy Ty on Twitter got the word toast, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat
toasted bread."
I don't mean to speak in Tommy's voice like that. He's lovely, but he was just like, "I'm gonna eat toast." No, Tommy, it's toast like champagne. I mean, I don't want to tell you how to interpret your word, but you're interpreting it wrong, and it is. I meant that like toast.
It's not crispy bread.
It's not crispy bread. Thank you, Shade. I mean, I guess it could be if that's what toast means to you, but it's.
Why can't you tell people how to interpret their words? They're your words. Like you
can no, I didn't copyright
you're
toast.
Like the Oracle of Delphi when it comes to these words. Like,
what?
You're like the Oracle of Delphi or the Supreme Court when it comes to these words.
All right.
They mean whatever you say they mean.
Oh, I like this. Oh, I'm drunk on power now. I'll just tell everyone. It'll be like, you should join Jen's Patreon. That's what that means. That's what the word. Okay, Shady is hand. Oh, Shady handed me a gavel, but I also have a scepter, and that is how people treat me with this, by the way. But I thank you for reminding me that I have a judge's gavel, and I have a scepter, and I forgot. Yeah, people will be like, Jen, why are you telling me that they'll get the word swim, and they'll be like, but I didn't want to get wet this year, and I should just lean into it and be like, that's right. Well, now you have to, because I created this word of the year generator. I own not only all the words, but their meaning too. Mm-hmm. So there you go. So you think I can just tell people how to live their lives based on the words they get?
I mean, you might as well. I mean, like, I don't know what other purpose this thing would serve, really. I was actually, listen, during our little technical break, I was trying to think of an analogy for this word generator, like why it's so mysterious to me. And here's what I came up with. And I hope that you do not find this insulting. And there's a little voice at the back of my head right now saying, stop talking.
Don't do it.
But no, this is the best I could come up with on short notice. Imagine if you're walking down the street and like one of our neighbors had their garage door open and there's a guy in there and he's got an empty box and he's just like knocking it around with his hands and his feet and laughing. He's just like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest game. And you went up and you're like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm playing the hit the box game. You know, I'm hitting this box. And you're like, but why? Like what is the point of this? No, it's just fun. You just hit the box. What do you mean? Like, oh, you know. And eventually, after a few minutes of that, you would just give up, right? And you would be like, all right, I guess he's crazy. I don't know. You'd finally just walk away. That's how I feel about this word generator. I have tried for so many years to understand it, and I don't get it. It just doesn't.
I see why you had this instinct toward. Maybe don't say that. Maybe you don't say that one. No, well, because and your instinct was just that analogy makes no sense. A better analogy would be that you're on a arduous journey, and you encounter a wizard. Ooh. And you know how the wizard in fantasy movies, the wizards never tell you everything they know. But they do know everything, but they won't tell you. They'll be like, oh, it's the go for the blue when you see the diamond flower. You know, and like you don't know what that means. And the wizard knows, but he's just not going to tell you the whole thing because part of your journey is figuring out what his cryptic message meant to you. And that the word of the year generator is your wizard. You might not totally understand. Okay, you got the word kiss. That might seem super weird. Still don't know why I put that in there. But I did, and you might get it. That's your wizard. You know, if the wizard tells you kiss, you wouldn't just be like, that's like an empty box in a garage. You'd be like, what does he mean? What cryptic message, can I unpack here? And that's what the word of the year generator is.
Like a wizard.
That's like the Oracle at Delphi, it reminds me of...
Yeah, exactly.
Famously, Athens went and asked the Oracle at Delphi what would happen at the Battle of Thermopylae. And the Oracle said, the wooden walls will protect Athens. See? And they took that to mean it would be their ships, right? So it became a naval battle and they won. And so I see what you're going for there.
No, wait, I think they all died.
No, they won. Well, maybe I've got the wrong battle.
The Battle of Thermopylae, it didn't work out well for the Greeks.
Well, maybe that's the wrong battle. Yeah,
they all died. They all died. There's the analogy. That's the analogy for this episode. Is the Battle of Thermopylae.
We all die.
We all die. So what?
Yeah, it was different. Then it was a different battle because they won. The one I'm thinking of, they won. Anyway. But I'm trying to think of something that you do not like or do not get. And
exercise.
No, well, yeah, that too. But what came to mind was the what's that song? Do they know it's Christmas time at all? That you like roast every year. You haven't done that.
Yeah, well, no, I can't because I'll get demonetized on YouTube for some reason. Like SiriusXM didn't pay attention to the law, so I could always play that song, but I can't play it on YouTube.
Well, you could just read the lyrics. I mean, you've got to roast it. That's like an annual tradition.
Yeah, it is. And by the way, I get more hate for that than anything else because I point out, do they know it's Christmas time in Africa? Like, well, your European ancestors were throwing feces at each other in a forest. Like, these people were building churches. Like, that Christianity has been in Africa, like, way before it was in Europe. Anyway, so that was my roast. So, Joe, where were we? Oh, we were going
We're
to talk
talking
about
about
our
the
words.
box game. We were talking about the box game.
Okay, no more bad analogies on this show. Good analogy would be wizard and actually Oracle of Delphi. That's good. So my word generator is like the Oracle of Delphi. And it has to be cryptic, like the Oracle saying the walls will protect you, and then they all died. Like, it's cryptic, you know. So
They did not all die in the thing.
well, they did. Okay, all right. So we had the wrong battle there.
Did we finish his list even?
Yeah, we did. We finished Joe's list before the technical difficulty. I think the camera was like
Done.
just passed out. You know, the camera was just like, I can't take
Too
any
many
more
good words.
of this episode. Yeah, right. Too many good words. Right. That's where I was going with that. So let's talk about what our words mean to us. Shady. Do we even remember
forgot
your
my
word
word.
at this
No.
point?
You still need me for this?
Yes, because you got a word too. Hang
I
on.
don't
on.
have my word anymore.
Wait, Shady's what? Oh, revolution.
There you go.
Okay, so what does revolution mean to you, Shady?
I don't know yet.
Good. Well, Joe tells me that I have power over all of these words.
So yeah, you tell me what it means.
Okay, so what revolution means to you is that it's time, because revolution means to overthrow the old order. It means to bring in something completely new and fresh, even if you have to slap a bunch of people around to do it. It means at all costs, you will change things. So this word, the inspiration here is inspiring you to say, there might be something really hard that's even bigger than you. It's not even just about your personal life that you need to change, even if it's very, very difficult. And so I think that's what the Oracle of my Word of the Year generator is telling you, that it's time for you to be part of could be spiritual revolution, emotional revolution, career revolution. I don't know, just name any area of life, and that you need to bring big change at all costs.
I'm
How
about it.
that? Okay, Joe, what was your word?
Well, can I add 2 more words?
Oh my goodness.
Scepter.
That's a
great
good one.
That
It
is
jumped out at me.
Yeah,
And camera obscura. That's another good one.
that's 2
Huh.
words.
Well, okay, it's a phrase. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's not
The,
a phrase of the year generator.
I don't know. In the dictionary, though, I bet there's like an entry for that. I don't know. But and then disapprobation. That's what I am feeling from you on this.
What is
episode.
that?
It means to not approve, right?
Huh.
Right.
Disapprobation.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that'd be good. That'd be a good word of the year for me. And what was the other one? What was the first one that you just said?
Scepter.
Scepter. Yeah, no, that's a good. Yeah. I mean, it would make no sense if you got that, because the idea is that this word is supposed to like bring you into. It's a theme. Okay, you know what it is? It's like a theme in a book. So you could have a book where the theme is war. A theme meaning it meditates on the idea of war. Is it necessary sometimes? Is it tragic? Is it bad? They're meditating on the theme of war. You can't meditate on a theme of sith. Wait, is Joe raising his hand? Joe's raising his hand, Katie.
Is this
you
the
can't
kind
see
of
this video.
podcast this is?
He's raising his hand. Yes, Joe, what would you?
Shouldn't it be called the theme generator then?
No, well, I could have said theme of the year, but then that implies that it's like a whole big long sentence. I wanted it to be simple, because you can have a theme of joy. Or you
I
can't
just
have
feel sorry for that guy who got toast as his theme for the year. Like, wow.
No, it's because it's like toast the good things in life.
Yeah.
Celebrate. Fine. It's like basically another way of saying gratitude. Like, get excited, have some fun. Whereas Scepter, like, he's raising his hand. Yes. Yes.
I don't. He apparently wasn't very happy with it. So
He was thrilled with it. Tommy Ty just has a dry sense of humor. He loved it. He loved every bit of that word, as he should have, because it's a verb, not a noun, and I have power over all of these words. So that's the official statement on that. Your word, Joe, what was your word?
adventurous.
Oh yeah, adventurous. So what that means to you is that you're already pretty adventurous. So I guess
I'm taking a lot of risks right here on this show.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Jumping in with your meaningless, like your word of the year generator is as meaningless as if the neighbor had an empty box and there was
Kicking
nothing
it
to
around.
it. That was adventurous. Yeah, that was adventurous. So Joe, yours is just keep on keeping on. Like, well, you know what? I know. Yeah, so you like sailing. and you like the idea of it. It's hard to make time for it. Maybe you're supposed to go on a sailing adventure. So you like sail around and, like maybe when your wife is like doing her word of the year generator, you're like on a sailboat instead of like telling her it's a bad idea. Like it could be that, you never know.
Wow, I like this generator now.
Thank you. That was the right answer. And then mine is restore. And I think restore because to restore something is different than to build or create. You're taking something that was already there and you're fixing it up and you're making it better. And you know what? I am called to Joanna Gaines my life.
There you go.
What Joanna Gaines does to house it, she walks in and she's like, this place is trash. Look how horrible it is. That is my inner life. That is my mental state. That's my spiritual and emotional state right now. And watch Joe be like, what? And like, I need a Joanna Gaines to come in and be like, we're ripping all this down. We're doing an open model, open floor plan. We're taking out this wall and, we're putting in like a picture window here. That's what needs to happen in my soul is I need to renovate my soul renovation. That's what needs to happen. And that is what I am getting from
skylight.
my word, restore. Right. Yeah. Skylight. Right. That's what I need. So I think we all see now. This is a long way of saying go to wordoftheyear.me and be sure to tell me what you got. Tag me on social media. Yes.
What was your first word though?
No, I stuck with restore. And I spun it again, and I got the word love. Yeah, the second one was love. And I was like, yeah, I think I'll stick with the first one. So, because love is,
Well, whatever.
I mean, yeah, that it's just so generic. Like, who even knows what love means? So, restore, though, I can get it,
Definitely not Tommy.
No, I bet he wishes but by the way, I just have to say, there are, at this point, hundreds of words in there, and toast is my personal favorite. So anyone who gets toast and has smack to talk about it and wants to talk about crispy bread is like, I'll ban your IP address from my generator because obviously it means celebrate and be grateful. And anyone who is talking about bread, which everyone does, it's not just Tommy, I'll ban.
Everyone talks
I'm
about
drunk
bread.
on power. I'm like, this is my generator. I can ban all your IP addresses.
All the toast.
And then I'll tell you what your words mean. And I will. It's funny. People actually get mad at me. They actually get mad at me for the words they got. And I should really start owning it. Like, well, yes, I am sorry to tell you that you will get the bubonic plague this year and your arm will fall off. And I'm glad you got that for my generator, but it's true. And I do have that kind of power. Yeah, and then I'll have so much power.
It's
it'll be
because of
amazing.
what you said that one time.
Yeah, and it'll be like, maybe you should have thought of that before you unfollowed me on Instagram.
There you go.
So, yeah, there you go.
Rude.
Yeah. Okay, this has been a show. It has existed. Normally, this is where I'm like, it's been a great show. It's been a show. We had technical difficulties. We had bad feedback. Yes.
Cherubim.
Another word.
Okay, that is actually a pretty cool word, cherubim. Well, we should ask Hallie if she can get a picture of cherubim and add it in post. And if you are watching this YouTube video right now and there's nothing right here, that means that Hallie could not find a picture of cherubim.
Just imagine it's here.
Could everyone please imagine cherubim right now? And this is why you should join my Patreon because like everyone wants more of this, and I do a whole second podcast, all bonus stuff. It's a lot of fun. Patreon.com/thisisjen is where you find that. Joe, it's been just a real experience. I think everyone has a deeper appreciation for my word of the year generator thanks to you. So thank you so much for joining us. All right, Shady Ray, thank you so much. Of course, follow me on Instagram. I am Jennifer Fulweiler over there. When you get your word of the year and your saint of the year, be sure to tag me. I love seeing what you guys got. You can tell me your bad and wrong interpretations of your words. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I talked about the saint that I got and the saint that Shady got on the brand new Patreon episode where you can look up over there. All right, see you guys soon. We will be back soon with another episode of This Is Jen.